product standpoint, you can certainly find people who are in a similar space, who have a similar audience. And so you could certainly trade promotion when it comes to, hey, you know what, I'm not currently launching a product, but you are. I have a list of people that I need to make sure are engaged, who are part of my, social media group or my email list, for instance. I need something. I'm not launching a new product for the next 6 months, but you got something. I would love to be able to offer value to them and then hook them up with a discount. It's not a product that competes directly with mine, but is a similar audience, and therefore it does have some appeal. So that way I get to exercise my audience without selling them my own product, and it ultimately benefits them, because ultimately I'm looking to reciprocate, back to like, okay, when I'm getting ready to launch my product, my expectation is that I'm going to be able to offer that to your list as well, or to your social media audience, or to your podcast audience, whatever the case is, because it allows it's a way of kind of trading value or perceived value, in that ultimately what I'm looking to do is, again, not sell a product, not sell a service necessarily, but to add value to the target audiences that endears them more with the people who are providing that value. The trust goes up. They're much more likely in the future to say, you know what, I'm going to look at your product closer. I'm going to look at your service closer, because you're engaging with that audience. You're not definitely don't go out and just constantly be like, going, here's the product I'm selling, here's the product I'm selling, here's the service I'm selling. It's more about like, I'm going to give you value, and at some point in the future, you're gonna build up that trust. And it's like, you know what, this is the gal that I want to follow. This is the person that I trust to handle my business, to handle my product launch, to they're offering, their brand is selling a product that I happen to want. I'd rather give my business to them than to somebody I don't know.
Another super cool way to promote your e-commerce brand is when you work with referral partners. So let's say you sell furniture and you partner up with an architect or an interior designer, then these guys can give they can pick stuff from your store and send it to their customers. And when the customers buy, you can even give their customers a discount, and the architect a kickback, because it's going to be cheaper than the money you spend on ads to drive the traffic. So you can make their customers happy and make them happy. So you create another win-win-win situation where the architect wins, their customers win because they get a discount, and you win. So, pro partners.
I think competitions are a good way of promoting e-commerce products. You can, especially when you team up with other brands that are complementary and offer a range of prizes. I think that's a good way of kind of creating a community. Also, you can be creative around the question, have a bit of fun, do interesting things on social media, add a bit of enjoyment to it, and also kind of help complementary businesses and get a bit of a name for yourself amongst your colleagues as well. So I think, using complementary businesses and teaming up with them would be a good way of promoting your brand.
So what do you think about working with competitors? Is it even possible? And in what way?
Yes, I think it's possible, but it should be framed as collaboration rather than competitive, because it's not really competition. Nobody's stealing anybody's audience or anything, unless like I'm selling a coffee cup and I go to a coffee cup brand and I say to them, can I sell my coffee cup in your brand? That's not going to work. But if I take my coffee cup and I go to a coffee lovers website, or I go to, a website about tea and coffee, or a general forum that discusses it, that sort of thing, there can be collaboration there. But so I would say don't contact competition at all. Anybody who's selling the exact same product as you, just ignore them. They're just in the background. You're the one that's going to rise to the top, right? That's how you do it.
Again, I would look at the additional ways that you can drive traffic. So the next one that I think is really, really powerful, especially for a new product or a new brand, like you said, it's sitting on the shelf, it's optimized, but there's no traffic and no sales. In that case, partnership marketing can be a very effective tool. And that's looking at products that fit in the space, that are not competitors, but are products that can be paired with your product, or where your product is a complement or accessory to that product. And getting in front of those audiences, either through influencers, working with the brands themselves. So, for example, it could be something as simple as, and this is a generic example, but if somebody has a cell phone, you have a cell phone case, right? That simple concept. Reaching out to them, sending them a sample of the product, and saying, hey, can we do a giveaway, for example? Or would you mind doing a review of my product? And showing people how it works in conjunction with yours. They've got a built-in audience of all the people who already own or are interested in the products that work well with your product. So that's a great way to get huge exposure, and it gets you away from the one-to-one model. Cost per click is one customer at a time. You're going after one customer at a time. And so the influencer model or partnership marketing model can be really effective to expand that exponentially. And instead of going after one, you're going after thousands or hundreds of thousands of people who are going to be interested in your product.
The things that we've been doing that has been useful for us is reaching out to businesses that are buying our products and working with them on driving sales and then promoting those products with their customers. So 2 examples. One example is we have an item that's wall art that says the best is yet to come. And we've been working with a wedding planner for her to use that when she's designing wedding spaces, as well as a gift to the couples that use her. And so that they have that item at their wedding, and then it's a take home that they can hang up and remember their wedding and what, a piece of the event and the decorations at the event that they can always remember from their wedding. Another example is we have bulk thank you notes that are professionally very crisp and classic. And there's a lot of like Etsy sellers, eBay sellers, real estate brokers that buy these thank you notes and give them to their customers. And so we've been working with them on sharing those cards with them, and then they're giving those to their customers, which is expanding our brand presence with those customers.
The brand can actually look at all of the other relationships that they have with other brands that are not competitive brands. So for instance, going back to the women's fashions, let's say you sell women's dresses, but you have relationships or you have friends with people that are selling women's accessories, jewelry, handbags, those types of things. Those are complementary relationships. So they're not competing with you. They don't sell dresses. So those would be, I would say, definitely high on the list of actually companies or relationships that you have with people that are potential affiliates, because they're providing, sell a complementary product, yet they have an audience, kind of a built-in audience of people that you'd be looking to get as your customers.